Go. Okay, today's very, very, very quick class, maybe a 1 minute video. We're going to look at this expression here. Let's go. All right, so why is this expression interesting? Well, this little contraction here. So we know with contractions, they all can open up. If I say, for example, I'm recording a class, well, the I'm becomes what? I am. If we say, he's on his way, well, we know the he's, in this case, becomes he is. If we say he's seen this movie before, we know the he's, in this case, becomes he has, the present perfect. So always we can choose to contract or uncontract. And we've seen reasons why we contract and uncontract. Am I going to go into this now? Fuck it, let's do it. We can look at, for example, uncontracting an auxiliary. For example, he lives in São Paulo. Shit. In São Paulo. All right? Or he does live in São Paulo. Or he does live in São Paulo. So let's look at, when we look at the simple present here, remember, in the simple present, we swallow the auxiliary. So yes, we can, and more than likely maybe we should have the auxiliary first, but we swallow it. We get rid of that auxiliary, and that's why we get the S here in the end, because we swallow that auxiliary. So he lives in São Paulo. What is this? A fact. And what is cool about facts? Facts have no emotions. Facts don't care about emotions. There's no emotion in a fact. It's just a fact. Simple present is just that. It's the building blocks of reality, the things that are true and consistently true. All right, so why are we unpacking the auxiliary in this case? So let's listen to it. He does live in São Paulo, okay? He does. He does live in São Paulo. So this is the same case of when I was a boy and my mom would say, Kian, I know she probably had something for me to put away in my room and I would take an hour to get there. But when she said Kian Sean McGee, well, you can bet she had a fucking wooden spoon in her hand and she was ready to wipe your ass with it. Wipe your ass? Smack your ass. Yeah, that's better. I'm not a cake. But she would be like a cake. No, she didn't. My mom was wonderful. But she did love her wooden spoons. She had 4 of them, always hanging up the walls at all time. One for me, one for my brother, one for each sister. Never baked a cake in her fucking life. So when you were in trouble, your mom would always say every single syllable of your name, everything. So the same thing here. In this example, we're saying every damn syllable in the sentence. He does live in São Paulo. So our emotion here is anger. We want to express that anger, so we unpack it. We want to say every syllable. This one here is a little different. Huh, he does live in São Paulo. Holy shit. Well, there you go. So what is this emotion? It's the closest thing I can think is surprise, but it's not really surprise. This emotion is when you discover you were wrong all along. So in light of new evidence, someone shows you that he does live in São Paulo. You thought he didn't. You're like, oh shit. Now, it's a beautiful emotion, because rarely in life do people actually admit they were wrong in front of other people in public. In fact, when confronted with the truth, people are more inclined to take a hardline position with the stupid idea they had like 10 seconds ago. So when someone says, look, here's his address, you say, I don't believe it, that's a fucking conspiracy. That's what people do, because change is a process of shame. It very much is. We like to quietly, in our own environment, change and change our ideals or change the values and change the things we think are true, and then to come out into the real world and act as if we'd always thought that way and be a part of the new movement. It's just the way humans are. We're complex. So this emotion, if you're able to think this way, he does live in São Paulo. If you ever have that moment, then you're evolving as a decent human being, because it means that, like, as humans, we're always wrong, consistently. And it just means that when you're learning, or being exposed to new truths, you're not being negationist. You're not being reactive, as Schopenhauer would say, that you negate the new truth, you ridicule the new truth, and then eventually you accept it. In this case, you just live in acceptance. So there are reasons we unpack auxiliaries, and we can unpack them all the time. So let's come up to the point of this fucking video. I think I was just trying to make this into a fucking anything more than 2 minutes. So we know he is becomes, or he's on becomes he is on. He's teaching becomes he is teaching. I am recording becomes I am. You know, it's easy. So what the fuck is the point of this video, Kian? Bear with me, said a Russian man screaming through the woods. Let's go. All right, so let's unpack let's. All right. Let us go. All right, we know let's go is vamos. Gente, vamos embora. Vamos, vamos. Let's go. That's it. It's, come on, guys, let's go. We're trying to get everyone to get out the door, or let's get some pizza. We're offering some type of an offer. I don't. Jesus Christ, I really should. I don't write scripts in life or in videos. Here, there's not even. There's just like smiley faces. There's nothing script-wise on this at all. I draw doodles. That's it. So let us go. You could look at it in two ways. One could be your mother or your father won't let you go to the party. You're like, please let us go. Come on. Or the other is, let us go. You know, you're being kidnapped. You're tied up in a basement. There's someone in the other room slowly sharpening utensils and like arranging electric wires for torture and punishment. And you scream, please, for the love of God, let us go. Very different to this. So this is a beautiful example as well of how sometimes when we change or we use a language to suit a need, a particular need, and sometimes the literal definition of the word is not the use of that word. I mean, phrasal verbs are a perfect example of this. Let's look at, yeah, we're going to do this. For example, my dog came to me when I blew my whistle. Easy. In this case, the preposition to just is directional. So it means meu dog, ele vem para mim. So my dog, he came to me. All right, so what happens if I change the preposition? My dog came on me when I blew my whistle. Well, now, with this new preposition, this verb means ejaculate. Yeah, I know, just one preposition and the meaning changes entirely. I mean, the story is very different. I mean, in both cases, we have to say, who's a good boy? We do. But, you know, like just one word, one preposition, and the meaning is radically different. So like, language is this. To solve a problem, we'll just take a piece of this, and now we use it for something else. Sometimes euphemistically, slang, whatever it may be, colloquial expressions. We different tribes piece together language in different ways to express different things. That's it. So the whole point of this class was just this. Let's go. It's funny because if we unpack it, you're begging for your life. But if you pack it, if you contract that, well, you're just telling everyone, let's get this party started. And that's it. All right, guys, listen. No, I got nothing to say. As always, love the people, love you. Everyone else is a piece of shit. You can subscribe to this thing, but it doesn't matter. I keep making the videos. The videos are late because I'm busy teaching, writing a new novel, which is essentially about an 80-year-old puppeteer whose best friend, an 82-year-old prostitute with one leg and who's blind, and her name is Ruby, gets murdered, and he gets pinned for her murder. Shock horror, what happens next? I have no idea. So I'm writing that at the moment, and I'm raising my 2 kids, and I'm running with my dogs, and I'm doing a whole bunch of other shit, and I'm teaching a lot. So I don't have the time to put, well, I do, but I just couldn't be fucked because you don't watch my videos, so I don't give a shit. I don't have the time. But instead of letting this channel die, I come back and I make more classes because I care. And because it's what I do. Because if I don't, maybe I'll put a shotgun beneath my own chin and, these kind of things are messy. All right, that's it. See you in the next video.